Denver Stoner has a badass name, Denver Stoner. Denver Stoner is running for the governor of California. It turns out that Denver Stoner is absolutely awful, neoliberal, right-wing. He's a total douchebag. So what a waste of a total great name. Denver Stoner, what a waste of a great name. Jesus Christ. Denver Stoner, the right-wing conservative. What the fuck? The Progressive Voice voted in the recall election, right? What the fuck, Jimmy Dore? What the fuck, Jackson Hinkle? The Progressive Voice? The Progressive Voice? He's the one talking about the California recall, and he voted for it. Jackson Hinkle's going to boycott it. I haven't heard Jimmy Dore, Anna, Johnny Adora, Jink Ugar, Francesca. I haven't heard any of these people. These are all from these are Californians. Do you not give a shit about your own democracy? Do you not give a shit about your own republic? And who's a major push behind the recall? Guess who is a major push behind the recall efforts? It's Netflix. Netflix apparently does not like Gavin Newsom. And if Gavin Newsom is recalled, he's going to be out of office by Halloween of this year. Now, Larry Elder seems like he's going to be the next governor of California, so we need to find out who the hell this guy actually is, right? Now, Larry Elder absolutely hates the word African American because of something Teddy Roosevelt had once said. Teddy Roosevelt, a Republican, a progressive Republican. Here is Larry Elder. Larry Elder, what do you think about the term African American?
And I did a lot of crisscrossing across the so-called battleground states on behalf of the re-election of President Donald Trump. And I met a congressperson, Republican congressperson, who backstage, right before both of us were to give a speech, he and I were talking, and he mentioned how he outreaches to the African-American community, and he's concerned about the African-American church, and he's trying to get the African-American vote. He was white. And after the fourth or fifth African-American, I couldn't take it anymore. And I said, I don't want to be offensive, and I'm not suggesting that you are being offensive, but I really don't like the term African-American.
So Larry Elder was triggered. He was triggered. How offensive. You're going to call me, a black man, an African-American? You called me an African-American 4 times, and this was a Republican. A fellow Republican was calling him an African-American. And he did it 4 times in a row. And after the 4th time in a row, he said, I have to stop you right there. I'm offended by the term African-American. This snowflake, aren't they they're the ones that say stop the cancel culture and shit. And here he's being a goddamn snowflake. He's trying to cancel African-American. You're trying to cancel the term African-American, Larry Elder? Why?
He goes, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I said again, you didn't offend me. I'm just telling you, I consider the term to be demeaning, divisive, and pretty stupid. I mean, after all, the Constitution banned the importation of new slaves in 1808. So the likelihood is that my people have been here longer than most of the white people who are here. Yet you don't find white people with a Irish-American or British-American or German-American. Why do I have a hyphen when many whites who arrived here after my family did do not have a hyphen?
I absolutely resent the fact that we all have to be a bunch of bland fucking potatoes, right? You come to America, you're not Irish anymore, you're not English anymore, you're not German anymore. Forget your roots, throw your language away. Hell, that's that Martin Luther, Malcolm X says, who are you? You don't know, because the man took your language, took your history, took your culture. How come you don't know who the hell you are? The man took everything away from you. You want to become so white, right? You want to be part of this Caucasian conformist culture. What? There's a Caucasian conformist culture? So you dove right in, you threw out your Irishness, you threw out your German heritage. We need roots and wings, but to become an American, you threw out your roots. You threw out your roots. And you know, the 1-drop rule says if you got 1 drop of black blood, then you're black. We all came out of Africa. We're all African American. We're all African American.
And he said, you know, I never really thought about this, but I'll give that some consideration. I said, I don't expect you to stop saying it. I know it's become a politically correct expression. I'm just telling you, I don't like it, and I find it condescending. And you know what else? I'm not the only one who feels that way.
I love being black. I love being called black. I love being an American. I love being a black American.
So Smokey Robinson has this nice little spoken word, and he's saying, see, this is what I think. I think what Smokey Robinson, you know, what he said, you know, in the 1960s, this is my belief. Now, I'm the kind of American who believes in the ideals of America. I'm very disappointed with America, but I was born here. I listen to the ideals of America, where we have freedom of speech, right? We all can burn the American flag. We all can burn the American flag. It's free speech. It's an expression. And I wouldn't want to live in any other nation, especially if they make flag burning illegal. That's the best thing about being American. Yeah, of course you want, you know, to be a good American, wave the flag and say, you know, the president is great or what the fuck ever. But if you're going to say that burning the American flag is illegal, that goes against my freedom of speech, it goes against my human rights, my American rights, my Coloradan rights, the right to express myself. So the moment that flag burning in America becomes illegal is the moment that America is no longer my America anymore. And so I believe in that sense, I'm the greatest American alive. I don't want to brag. But in that sense, I'm the greatest American alive because we believe in freedom. Do we not? Sure, Hitler and fucking Mussolini and Tojo wanted you to go ahead and say that their flag was the greatest ever. They wouldn't let you burn their flag. But since we believe in freedom, you're burning the flag, it's over there, it's not bothering anybody, you're doing it as an expression. It's freedom of speech. And that's my America. That's the kind of American I am. I believe in the ideals of America. The American government, dog shit. But the ideals of America, so I don't mind you being an American, Larry Elder. I think it's, you know, you want to be an American and just an American and only an American, that's fine. Be an American and just an American and only an American. You don't want to be called African American? That's fine. I respect you. I respect you and I respect what you want to be called. If you want to be called Irish American, I would call you that. If you want to be a German American or an English American, it's whatever. That's the good thing about being in America, or at least the ideals of America says, what, you want to be just an American? You got it. You want to be an African American? Well, you got that too. You want to be a Bohemian, Coloradan American who hates fascism and racism and war? So, yeah. I don't say African American. I said African American. I prefer black too. I like black. Black, you know, black and I'm proud. It's one syllable. I'm not going to go and say African American. 6 extra syllables. African American. That's 7 syllables total. 6 more syllables on top of the 1 syllable of black. So I'm not saying 6 extra syllables out of disrespect. Jesus Christ. I'm saying it out of respect. I'm saying it out of respect. You say you're a black American, you're not an African American. Okay, I didn't know that, but I respect that. I respect that. And that's no problem, right? You're black and you're proud, that's fine. That's only 1 syllable. I don't have to, you know, trip over a fucking 7-syllable term. That's a black man over there. There's a black woman over there. An African American woman, an African American man. It's too much. But that's the thing about being in America and being free. If you want to be a colored Negro and not black, because Negro is just black in Spanish, you want to be colored, you want to be Negro, you don't want to be black, that's fine. That's fine. You say you're an African American and you're not black and you're not colored and you're not Negro, you're just an African American, that's fine too. You can be all that you can be in my America. Is that all right, Larry Elder?
But as a black man in this country, I think it's a shame that every few years we get a change of name. Since those first ships arrived here from Africa that came across the sea, there were already black men.
So Larry Elder had said something about Teddy Roosevelt, and I'm going to, you know, play him reading that quote. But what I don't like about what Larry Elder is doing, he's acting like the word African American is offensive to him because he's not really from Africa. He's an American. He isn't from Africa. He's not some tribal bushman chucking spears at people. He's not a tribal bushman. Larry Elder is acting like Africa is just back in the 4th century. Trevor Noah is from South Africa. Trevor Noah, does he look like a tribal bushman? Trevor Noah, he actually over-enunciates his words. He loves the King's English too much. He speaks that fancy, smancy British English. He says schedule. That's what Trevor Noah says. He says schedule. Schedule? It's schedule, you motherfuckers. Schedule. So, we'll come back a little bit more.